Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today's video was requested by a subscriber, and that is what are the best performing or the longest lasting perfumes in my collection. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's get right to it. Also, if fragrance videos are your thing, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future content. So today's video was requested by a subscriber, and this is my 10 best performing fragrances in my collection. I also have a few honorable mentions. I've got my list. So we'll start off with our honorable mentions, and honorable mention number 1 is La Vie Belle Éclat. So this is a flanker of the original La Vie Belle, but La Vie Belle Éclat is like a sweeter, less powdery version of the original. This I can spray on myself in the evening, and 4 or 5 days later, if I pick up that shirt, I will still smell it just as if I had sprayed it the night before. It's very, very strong. It makes you smell juicy and delicious and beautiful for a long time. So La Vie Belle Éclat is my first honorable mention. By the way, I'm not going to be putting notes up except for the top 10. So just the honorable mentions, I'm just going to quickly list them off and say a couple of words about them. So my second honorable mention is Black Opium Eau de Parfum, and I have to say, to those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, many of you know I had the Black Opium Eau de Toilette initially, and I really didn't like it, and I didn't even realize that I had the Eau de Toilette. So thank you to the people who pointed that out and suggested that I try the EDP. I love the EDP. So even though it is still quite generic and it does smell very familiar, I do quite like the EDP Black Opium. And this has very, very good projection. And for me, it lasts quite a long time on my skin. So that's my second honorable mention, Black Opium Eau de Parfum. The third honorable mention is kind of a strange little guy. This is Aura Eau Sensuelle by Thierry Mugler. This is a bubblegum type of this is how I describe it. This is a bubblegum mixed with palm olive dish soap type of a scent. It's a very sweet green vanilla fragrance, and it has monster projection. As a disclaimer, I don't like this fragrance very much. I did give this to my daughter, but some people really like it, and as with most of Thierry Mugler's perfumes, they do have quite good performance. Even though this one isn't currently in my collection and I don't care for it, it would have been wrong not to include it because this is one of the strongest perfumes I've ever smelled in my life. My fourth honorable mention goes to another of Thierry Mugler's perfumes. As you guys know, most of his perfumes have pretty good performance. So this is Angel Eau de Toilette. So the original Angel was even stronger than this one, but even for an Eau de Toilette, this one has really, really good sillage and really good longevity. It's one of my best, longest lasting perfumes. If I spray it on myself, I know that everybody around me can smell it, and I can continue to smell it on myself throughout the entire day. And my fifth honorable mention goes to a couple of Tom Ford fragrances. So this is Tom Ford Orchid Soleil, which isn't one of my favorites. I would really like to try the Eau de Soleil Blanc. If you guys have tried Orchid Soleil and Eau de Soleil Blanc, which one do you prefer? I have a feeling it's going to be the new one. But in any case, Tom Ford's fragrances have really good performance, really good sillage, and really good lasting power. I have a decant of another one here. This is Vanille Fatale, and this one, you guys, is a complete monster when it comes to sillage and longevity. Very, very strong, lasts forever. I really like Vanille Fatale. It's very spicy and very evening, has a lot of character. It's not something I would wear all the time, but I do really like it, and I've been on the fence about getting a full bottle for quite a long time. I do really love Tom Ford, especially for men. I really love the Tom Ford men fragrances. I have to try a few more of his female fragrances because I haven't found my perfect Tom Ford for myself yet, but I do really like Vanille Fatale. So now we're getting to my top 10 best performing fragrances in my collection. Okay, so in number 10 spot, we have Narciso, any of them. I have 4 Narciso fragrances. I have Narciso by Narciso, which is absolutely stunning. I also have Narciso Poudre, Narciso Rouge, and Pure Musk. All of them, you guys, have excellent performance. They have really good sillage, really good longevity. That's something I've always loved about them. Narciso Poudre has been my signature scent for a couple of years. This is a gorgeous fragrance and it lasts forever, and I know that when I spray it, everybody can smell it on me. I think the reason that Narciso's perfumes last so long is because anything that has woody notes, anything with musk, anything with patchouli, not that they're heavy on patchouli by any means, they're more of a musky, woody type of fragrance, but any of those woody, musky, patchouli fragrances are going to last a very long time. So yes, my number 10 spot goes to any of the Narciso so fragrances in my collection. My number 9 spot is a tie between Pure Poison from Dior and Hypnotic Poison from Dior. So you guys have probably smelled Hypnotic Poison before. It's one of the most popular ones from their line. This is a gorgeous almondy vanilla fragrance. It lasts forever on my skin, on my clothing. If anybody wears this in public, I can tell immediately that they're wearing this fragrance. And yeah, it's just gorgeous. So this one I definitely had to include in my collection. This is my 3rd bottle of Hypnotic Poison. I've been wearing it for many, many, many years. It's gorgeous. The tie with that one is Pure Poison by Dior. This is a very strong white floral fragrance with a little bit of musk in the base as well. So this just has huge power for being a white floral fragrance. It smells lovely. It smells even better on the skin than it does at the atomizer or on paper. Really, the name Pure Poison doesn't really match the fragrance. I don't know if you guys watch Delicious Delights. I really like her channel. She made the comment that the name of this perfume should have been Flower Bomb, because that's what it is. It really is a bomb of flowers. It's very, very strong, but it's gorgeous. And I couldn't decide which one was longer lasting or which one was stronger, so I had to choose both of them and put them as a tie. So that is the number 9 spot. It is Pure Poison, Hypnotic Poison by Dior. Number 8 spot is one that I actually don't care for, and I'm probably going to end up selling it or giving it away, and that is Jean Paul Gaultier Scandale. It's very, very strong. It has monster amounts of honey. It also has patchouli. It has a whole bunch of other notes. It is incredibly powerful, like 1 spray, maybe 2 max, and I feel like I'm suffocating myself. It is that strong. It lasts for quite a long time on the skin as well. This is a nice fragrance, don't get me wrong. It's just that it's just too overpowering for me. The honey is just way too much. So even though this isn't one of my favorite fragrances, I did have to include it in this video. So the number 8 spot goes to Jean Paul Gaultier Scandale. Number 7 spot goes to one of my current favorites in my collection, and this is First Kiss exclusive from the Layered collection. So this is supposed to be a dupe for Delina Exclusive, which by the way I want, and that is going to be my next major perfume purchase, not anytime soon, but when I splurge, that's what I'm going to splurge on. But this is absolutely stunning, you guys, and it has incredible performance. It's very, very strong. 1 or 2 small sprays on my wrist and I can smell myself for hours and hours, and it projects really well and it's just stunning. It's like a sour rhubarby floral fragrance with a little bit of oud and chocolate in the background. It's gourmand and yet it's sour and yet it's floral all at the same time. It's just absolutely stunning. I have never smelled anything else quite like it. Yes, one day I would like to get the real Delina Exclusive. So the number 7 spot goes to First Kiss exclusive from Layered. The number 6 spot goes to Libra from YSL. So this is not one of my favorite fragrances. I really liked it when I first purchased it. I thought it was gorgeous, but it is very, very strong, which is why it's in this video. So the lavender is so strong in here that it just about overwhelms me. It's gorgeous, and I know a lot of people can wear this. I can't wear it because it just is it's suffocating for me. It just honestly, it just makes me feel almost a little bit nauseated. It's a very nice fragrance. It's a lavender, orange blossom, daytime type of a fragrance. It's lovely. I have nothing else like it in my collection, but unfortunately it's not one of those ones I will wear. But this will last you for hours and hours. So even though it's not one of my favorites, it had to make its way onto this list. So that is Libra from Yves Saint Laurent. Number 5 spot goes to one that I actually really love. This is Angel Muse from Thierry Mugler. I think we're seeing a theme here. All of Thierry Mugler's perfumes are incredibly long lasting, but this is a hazelnut and patchouli bomb of a perfume. 1 or 2 sprays, very, very long lasting. Everybody in the room will be able to smell you. You will be able to smell yourself. Yeah, that patchouli in there is just incredibly deep. Really, really good for the fall and winter. Not something I would wear during the summer. It's very heavy, but it's delicious and it's gourmand, and anybody who smelled you would think that you smell incredible and want to eat you, basically. So my number 5 spot goes to Angel Muse from Thierry Mugler. My number 4 spot goes to another Thierry Mugler perfume, and this is Alien, of course. It wouldn't be right not to include Alien because Alien is a beast and lasts forever. I love this fragrance. You guys know this is my favorite nighttime fragrance, and it's one of my all-time favorite fragrances. Also fairly new in my collection, new as in like 2 or 3 months old. And I'm so happy I discovered it. It's amazing. So yes, this is one of the best performing fragrances. I find that this is post reformulation. It's a little bit soapier and a little bit less strong than pre-reformulation, which breaks my heart a little bit, to be honest. I really liked it for the obnoxiousness that it was, but this is still a very strong, long-lasting perfume, even post-reformulation. So my number 4 spot goes to Alien from Thierry Mugler. Number 3 spot goes to one that a lot of people don't wear, and I don't blame them. It's one that I don't wear either. So this is Shalimar from Guerlain. Now this is a classic. This has been around for about 100 years, if not more. It's a very strong, spicy, incensey, vanilla, citrus fragrance. It is incredibly overpowering. Like, the performance on this thing is a monster. I tried wearing it on myself to bed last night just to see if I could get used to it, kind of follow the progression of the fragrance. Finally, after about an hour, hour and a half of wearing this, it started to tone down a little bit and turn into a bright, kind of a vanilla-y citrus. That citrus hangs around for a really, really long time, and finally toward the end you get like this vanilla incensey type of a vibe. Still a little too spicy for me. This is not my cup of tea. This is not something I would wear, I'll be honest, but a lot of people really like Shalimar. And because it's such a beast, it would have been wrong not to include it in today's video. However, I do have an alternative for you. If you want something that is very long lasting and one of the Shalimar flankers, this is Soufflé de Parfum from Garlin, and this is absolutely stunning, and it is a much more toned down flanker, and it smells like a lemon cookie bakery, basically. It's absolutely gorgeous. I highly suggest trying this, or even blind buy yourself a bottle if you think that you would like it. It was a blind buy for me. So number 3 on my spot is Shalimar, and the alternative, if you don't like Shalimar, is Shalimar Soufflé de Parfum. My number 2 spot goes to Mancera Eau de Vanille, and this is just a 10 ml travel size that I got from Fragrance Net quite a while ago. If you haven't noticed, fragrances that have oud are very strong. When you put oud into fragrances, it just makes them monsters. That's just what it does. So this is a really lovely vanilla-y oud. Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's deep, it's woody, it's sweet, it's vanilla-y, it smells expensive. If you don't like oud, or if you're sensitive to oud, this will give you a monster headache. That's why I don't wear it, because my boyfriend actually finds it headache-inducing. He is the type of person who wears like Tom Ford Oud Wood, and he finds this strong. My number 2 spot, Mancera Eau de Vanille. And my number 1 spot goes to Shakaf Oud by Swiss Arabian. So this should come as no surprise to you guys. I've talked about this before and how strong it is. This is an absolute beast when it comes to performance. It is so strong. So this is a really lovely oud, rose, saffron, praline scent. It's very sweet, but it's very, very deep with that oud note. And it's supposed to be a dupe for Lancôme Oud Bouquet. I do have a 10 ml travel size of Lancôme Oud Bouquet, and I can say, just in case you haven't seen my other videos, they do smell about 99% similar. This one I would say is a little bit stronger. So if you like strong fragrances and you like oud, I think you can do no wrong. This is very affordable. It's not something I can wear very often. I do have to leave it for more special occasions. It's not work appropriate. A very special fragrance that has a time and a place. And yes, it is in my number 1 spot for the best performing fragrances in my entire collection. So that's it for today's video. I hope that you guys really enjoyed seeing these recommendations, and if you have any suggestions for me about some really good, long-lasting, but really nice smelling fragrances that I should know about, please let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys all next time.